So today we're going to be unboxing a Squier Telecaster that is in need of a lot of love. Stay tuned. Yes, good people, welcome back to the Guitar Manifesto channel. Hope you're all doing well out there. So today we're doing an unboxing video. This is a Squier Telecaster that I bought off eBay. She's been very used and abused. It was advertised for 120 quid with a best offer with free shipping. I did offer £100. Didn't hear a reply within about an hour because it had just been listed. And I thought I don't want to miss out, so I just did the 120 quid buy it now. And here we are. So the guy I bought it off, Andy, he did give me a bit of backstory on the guitar. He basically bought it in 2007, brand new. I'll open it up, show you what we got, and then I'll sort of talk you through it. The only one thing that is a little bit disappointing, I can hear her rattling around in there. But she is a bit used and abused, so I guess it doesn't really matter too much. Let's unlock the puzzle. Okay. Alrighty. Oh well, she's got a bit of rattling around it. Alright. Oh. Wait. Trusty old paint roller. Well, it was missing a nut, but I found it. Actually, let me swap this round so you can see it better on camera. Okay, so now we've got her all laid out. I'll give you an up close and personal. So Andy, the guy I bought this off, said he bought this in 2007, brand new. He was 14 years old at the time. This was the Squier Telecaster Custom 2 with P90 pickups. Originally it was in a black. They did also make these in a sort of butterscotch colour, which I did have one I reviewed on the channel. I'll put a link below for that. Maple neck, 22 frets, 9.5-inch radius fingerboard. These were crafted in Indonesia. Now from what I can remember of these were supposed to have had an agathist body, but I did see some specs where they say they're an older body. Now I've had some agathist bodies before and they're super light. This is actually pretty weighty, so I don't know, it could be older, but yeah. So he told me he modded this a lot over the years, had various different paint jobs on it. Originally it was black and I think he painted it blue, then he tried to put some binding in. The P90s died, so he had different pickups in. It's got a Wilkinson bridge and Wilkinson tuners, but yeah, it's been well loved. It's chipped. He painted it orange, which is not the best finish, but I actually quite dig it, you know, and I think with a bit of choice sanding we could bring that back to life. So apparently at the minute the wiring, I don't even know what's going on there. It's obviously missing the selector switch and some of the knobs, so it has got some pots in there. Apparently these are fake EMGs. The headstock was painted black and he sanded it off, and obviously when he sanded it down he lost the decal on there, but it's crafted in Indonesia at the Cork factory. Still got the serial number on the back, 2007, but she is well loved. As you can see, the paint finish there, I think that is a pretty cool looking guitar there. I think you can see some writing in. But I like the vibe of it. It's also got a mint green pickguard. Orange is one of my favourite colours. My living room's orange, so we're definitely keeping that. The bridge should be pretty cool addition. In terms of the actual neck, he said it does play really nice. I've got the nut, so we can glue that back on. The tuners need a bit of tightening up, but the frets are in good order. Not a lot of wear in them. There's no sharp frets. The neck looks nice and straight. Actually looks straight as a die. No no fret sprouting, nothing like that, so that's a good start. So I reckon the next thing we should do is get this pick guard off. We'll have a little look what's going on under the hood, but so far I actually quite dig it, you know. It's even got a smiley face there on the, is that the 6th fret? So yeah, just gonna whip this pick guard off. It's only got a couple of screws holding it in. Yeah, so Andy was telling me that these pickups, he got them off AliExpress, they're just cheapo EMG copies. He said they're quite microphonic, so we'll investigate that. But this is going to be something pretty cool to bring back to life, I reckon. And I do like the 72 style Telecasters. I've had a few on the channel before. My favourite was the Chris Shiflett one I had, the Fender Chris Shiflett of Foo Fighters model. That was a pretty cool guitar. Caught under the neck there. Okay, so we're stuck between the pickup and the neck. There we go. Okay, alright, okay. So they're active pickups. That's interesting. So he's clearly cut away the freeway selector switch. So tiny little alpha pots. Now that is interesting. So I think we will connect up a selector switch. I've got one of them knocking around. See what we're doing with the electrics. How far do I want to go with this? Do I want to keep these pickups? Not particularly, but I think while we got them in there, while everything's sort of mostly wired up, I'll you know, be rude not to try them out, I guess. So I'm gonna have a little dig round for a selector switch and try and work out what's what on this wiring. So obviously you're gonna have a hot, you're gonna have a ground, so they're probably the grounds, they're the hots. I don't know. Hold on. The whites. So let me just work out this wiring. I would say the red and the black off each cable would be the hots, but I actually think the whites are the hots. Yep. Oh, I don't know. I'm not overly familiar with active pickup wiring, so I'm going to do a little bit of research quickly, see how these should be wired up. Oh, there is actually a ground wire in there as well. Oh, okay. Oh, that's interesting. That's got a braided wire on it, so that'll be a ground. Not overly sure. I'll have a little fiddle around, do a bit of research, and then see how these work, and I'll also see if I can dig out a 9-volt battery. But under the hood, she is a she is a soldery mess. He did say at one point he got a heat gun on it and scraped all the old paint off. So there's the wood underneath. That actually does look like alder to me. Agathis is normally a bit lighter than that. Yeah, she's going to need a bit of TLC, but we'll have a little play around with this, see if we can get it up and running in a current format, and then yeah, we'll take it from there. Okay, so after a little bit of Googling, a little bit of trial and error with a multimeter and a battery that is on about 6.5 volt, which is not the best. I'll try and find a better one. I've come to the conclusion I'm just going to do a bit of trial and error. Now, I reckon that is a ground wire, purely because there's a braided wire off the other cable that connects to it. I'd say these are the hot, that one goes in the middle. I reckon we should go with that and then see what we get there. I've got a freeway selector switch off a Squier Bullet Mustang. That should do the job for now, but I'm just going to quickly solder this together and see if we get anything out of it. I could be completely wrong, I haven't got a clue, but you know, just a bit of fun. So I haven't got a clue which way round these two white wires go. I don't believe there's tone parts, I think they're just volumes, so fuck it. We're going to go for it as is, I reckon. Okay, so that's that one in. So we got it plugged in. She is working. I found a better battery. So at the minute, that volume part is for the bridge pickup. The other one is for the neck pickup. Turn it down. Okay, and then we'll go. At the minute we're in the middle position, so both pickups. Flick it that way. That's currently the bridge pickup and no neck, but when we put it into the neck position we get nothing. So I think what we need to do is to swap the middle wire from the outside wire that relates to that pickup the other way around, and I think we'll have two working pickups. So I'm going to swap them over and then we should be good to go. So after a bit of trial and error, I've swapped all the wires around. I've worked out sort of what's what, and if we go the other way, in the end I just brought my soldering iron down so it's easier to sort it out in here. So middle position, we got both pickups, we got bridge, and we got neck. So she is all wired up. I've got nowhere to house the 9-volt batteries for now. That's just going to get covered up with a bit of tape and I'll put it in the cavity. So just for a bit of fun, I think we'll put the nut back on. I'll try and dig out some string trees, put some strings on and see how she sounds as is with these AliExpress EMG pickups. But yep, we have some sound. So I've managed to find a screw. There was one screw missing on the pickup, so I've got a replacement one. That was the original spring. I'm going to dig out some more screws for the pick guard. The battery, again, I've got nowhere to put it, so I'm just going to wrap some electrical tape around that just to stop it touching anything. And I think we're good to put the pick guard on after that. So tuck that out the way as best we can. Oh, she's biting. So the orange against the mint green guard I think looks pretty darn cool. I don't know if original OG subs of the channel will remember about 5 years ago I had a Fender Duosonic Capri orange with a mint green guard and a maple fingerboard. Yeah, I always quite like that colour combo. In fact, I think what I'll do for now, in case we get any more issues, is I don't tighten that up a bit more. I'll just leave a screw in each corner for now, and possibly another one there, just in case we do have any problems. I can whip it off. I think I've got some there. There you go. Loads of them. So I think we'll stick one there. Probably one there. Yeah, that'll do. And maybe one there just for my satisfaction. So I've got an old telly neck that I got given a long time ago. I'm going to nick the string trees off. I'm going to see if I can get some roller string trees and replace them on this one instead. I hate these things. They are so fiddly. Right, so next thing we need to do is get a bit of super glue for that nut. So let's go with just a little bit in there, because I might want to take this off and replace it with a better nut. Okay, we got the nut on. She's all buttoned down. I think it's actually a really cool looking guitar, you know. I like that paint finish, I like the relic look. So next job I'm going to do is put some strings on, give her a quick setup. I ain't going to record all this. I'm going to put a fresh set of Fender 9-gauge strings on. This nut, I'm not sure if it's the original one, whether it needs a bit of work, I really don't know at this point. But the neck seems pretty straight. I'll set the neck relief, set the action, set the intonation, and then I reckon we're good to go to give a little test run. Alright, so we've got a Downing Guitar Manifesto HQ. We've got her all set up now. She's got a brand new set of Fender strings on. I gave it a good setup, adjusted the truss rod, set the action, set the intonation. The nut, I had to do a bit of work on. It was mega high, and what I realised was it's had a replacement bone nut on, which needed a bit of sanding down. Some of the slots needed a bit of filing, but she's all good now. For today's demo, we're going to give them AliExpress clone EMG pickups a good little test run. Start with the neck, go with both together, then the bridge pickup. So the backing track's going to be a bit of a heavy one today, and I thought what better pedal to use than the Boss Metal Zone. I'll put a picture up of the settings I've used for this demo now, but yeah, I reckon it's time to plug her in and let her rip. We got it up and running. Then pickups, yeah, don't really do it for me. They will be getting replaced out. They are microphonic. The wiring just needs starting again. This is going to be an ongoing project. I am actually getting very attached to this guitar. I can see this being a keeper. I really like the neck. It's got a nice feel to it. I know these are C profile, but it almost feels like a bit of a D profile. It's super nice to play. I love the colour of it. I love the style. I will be doing a lot of mods to this. I'm going to get rid of them pickups, rip out all the wiring, start again. I quite like Chris Shiflett's Cleaver Fender Custom Shop Telecaster with the P90 pickup, so I think I might go along that kind of route with it. I think we'll make quite a few videos out of this one. I also want to stick in a tusk nut. I do like a bone nut, but I think the tusks do ring a bit better, and yeah, see what we can do with it. So if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram and Facebook, The Guitar Manifesto, and yeah, I'll catch you all very soon. Thanks for watching. Peace.